Welcome to another podcast presentation from the Zenith Corporation.
May I have your attention, please? Your podcast will begin in just a few moments. Please keep your hands inside the podcast at all times and enjoy your ride.
Hello everyone, welcome back to In Out Delete, the show where we review both new and older movies. This is Gino.
This is Robert.
Gio.
Ricardo.
And America.
And we're coming to you live from my living room. If you're new to the show, we use the rating system of In Out Delete.
And if you liked the movie, you loved it, out if it's not very good, it didn't really work, and delete if it's the worst movie of all time and shouldn't exist.
This week we watched Little Women and Robert's pick, which is
Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Let's take a little snippet of Little Women.
I'm working on a novel. It is a story of my life and my sister's.
Make it short and spicy. And if the main character is a girl, make sure she's married by the end.
Ow, Joe! I want to be an artist in Rome and be the best painter in the world.
That's what you want too, isn't it, Joe, to be a famous writer?
Yes, but it sounds so crass when she says it.
My girls have a way of getting into mischief.
Well, so do I. This is Meg, Amy, Beth, and Joe.
Little Women, directed by Greta Gerwig, and it stars Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, Florence Pugh,
These names.
and Eliza Shannon. Oh, and also the dinosaur lady.
Yeah, another dinosaur lady movie.
Yeah. So, this is a very interesting movie. America, I want you to go first on this.
I'm in. At the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie, I could not stand it. I wanted to leave.
Really?
Yeah, it was the pacing. There was a lot of slow motion things that were going on. Or what was it? Was it a slow motion thing?
Slow motion?
Yeah, I watched this 2 weeks ago.
Why is it in slow motion?
Did you watch
They were like these little... No, they were like these little, like when Florence, whatever her name is. No, Florence, whatever her name is, she's in Europe with her grandma, and then that guy, little skinny kid, shows up, right?
Timothy,
and they do like this little shh, kind of like a hair commercial. I was like, what the hell is this? They did that twice or something in the beginning, and I was like, stop it. So I couldn't stand the movie for the first 20, 30 minutes. But after that, it grew on me, and I liked it. It's kind of a nice movie.
Not bad. How about you, Robert?
Me, I am in on this movie. I really, really loved it, yeah. I was kind of forced to watch it by a friend. They said, if you don't watch it, I'll be mad at you. I was like, all right. And I don't know. I've never seen any of the other adaptations or read the book or whatever.
There's more?
And I do agree with you, America. It is a bit jarring in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it jumps around in time a lot and what's going on. You don't know when is what and who is who. Mm-hmm. But after a while, that style grew on me. Yeah. The characters grew on me. The story grew on me. And I ended up really loving it. So super in on this movie.
Oh, cool beans. Ricardo, what about you, man?
I'm in too. The only thing is that I don't really like the main character at first. Actually, through the whole movie, I kind of was like...
The writer?
Yeah, the writer.
You don't like the character? You don't like the actor playing her?
No, the actress is cool.
Yeah.
But she plays the same shit in Little Bird, right? Or
Little Bird?
Lady Bird? Lady Bird, yeah. There's a lot of cool scenes. And like you said, the way they did it, it was a cool style of it. And I actually like movies that are based on in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So that's period pieces.
Yes. There we go. That's
period pizzas. Yes.
And so yeah, I mean,
Gio, how do you feel about this?
I'm also in on this movie. Hey. I enjoyed it. I love the relationship between all the sisters. I'll agree with Robert. The time jumps at times were a bit confusing, but other than that, I enjoyed it.
All right. I'm in. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I'm very surprised. The one that kind of made me feel like whatever's to me was Florence Pugh. Her acting was whatever's to me.
Yeah, it was.
I would say because coming off of Midsummer, she's such a complete different character. And when in the younger version of her, she's like a little brat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's so her performance is fine, but coming off of the other characters, that's not you, and that's why it was throwing me off. And here's the thing: the time jump is 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And especially at that age, you change so much in appearance, right? That's why it was a bit confusing.
Yeah.
They basically look the same, yet they're just acting a little bit different. I think they pull it off with the performances, but it takes you a while to just kind of accept that they're 7 years apart.
Because there's no real like transition between like the time jumps or anything. So
let's just go straight.
Hey, like when it first kind of happened, it was just like, wait, what? This is. It threw me off. And after a while, you kind of like, okay, this is part of that time jump or whatever.
You go with it.
Yeah. Especially for that Florence girl. She really was just a brat at the beginning, and then she gets married. I would say that she doesn't really have very much development there.
It's funny when she's in class and she looks all big, you know?
Well, it's because remember,
like Billy Madison.
It's because like remember, like the thing was like there were no school for women because women didn't go to
so
school.
They were mixed.
They were
so it was all different ages. Yeah.
Did you guys get a point where like it was kind of boring or no?
No, I was like once I got into it, once I bought into the style that they were doing, like I loved it.
Right?
Like then I loved the whole story. Like, so I was never bored. Yeah.
And it was funny because so I'm like watching, getting like I'm all into it, right? She goes next to me, she's like telling me jokes. I'm like, wait, what are you doing?
Okay, look, maybe this movie was so good that it reminded me of me and my sisters. Because, like, there was this one point.
You connected.
There was this one point, like, way at the end, you know? Like, she's fixing some pages on the floor. I think she's about to go sell her book.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this thought just came to me. Because, I don't know, it's a story. My sister stepped on my other sister's head. And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And it just came to me at that moment. And I, like, cried of laughter.
And I was like, dude, watch the fucking movie. What are you doing? You know?
But, like, to that point, like, I did identify with the Florence girl when she was young. Because I had like older brothers and older sisters that when they would go off and do something without me, I'd be really jealous and I'd be really angry. So I would do something like destroy their novel that they were you know? So it's very relatable.
The one that I kind of feel bad for, the younger one.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like she was supposed to be kind of like she's an important part of this movie. Like, but she didn't get any development whatsoever.
She gets the least amount of development, yes. Yeah. And I think the point there is that they all kind of have their little issues. Yeah. And she's kind of the straight arrow, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, what happens
Well, she's a super introvert.
Right? Yeah. So I think that's why it feels like she doesn't get a lot of development and a lot of screen time. Because she's the only one that's not messed up. She doesn't act out, you know. She doesn't rebel.
She's not the brat.
But in a way, her character connects with everybody in the movie. Like that to me is a big thing. She was her role was minor, but in a way it was impactful, just because like she connected with the sisters, the mom, and then the old man that lives across the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
But like,
it's like the anchor of the story. She kind of
bonds them all together.
But the thing is, like, what ends up happening to her, like it could have been, I think, a little bit more emotional, like
scene where she takes her to the beach. She's reading, so that was very touching. What did you, without kind of giving too much spoilers, what did you guys think of that ending where they kind of break the fourth wall?
Oh, with the when she's talking to the publisher?
Yeah, I fucking love that ending.
I agree. Well, they did it twice in the movie.
But really at the end, where she's going to meet her guy at the train station and all that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Actually, I liked it. Because then they got me like, is this really happening? Or this is just her talking to the publisher about the story?
It did leave me a little bit like that, too, because it, like, did the movie actually end the way that the movie did? Because she's like, well, if I'm going to meet your demands here, then I need my money. You know, so she kind of sells, like, the story a little bit. So, like, what did actually, like, did she actually end up?
What was the actual ending of the book compared to her real life ending?
So I thought that was kind of creative. It does leave you kind of
I
wondering.
just love the creativity of it. Because the whole thing was like, you have to have a happy ending. And the movie was headed towards there. And I would have been perfectly fine with it just being that way. But then when it started doing that, I was like, this is so fucking brilliant. Because it's kind of like having its cake and eating it too. You know?
The only thing is that disappointed me was that she sold out.
No.
Well, that's the brilliant. That's what's brilliant about the ending.
Yeah.
No,
right?
I like
is that. In order, like that's kind of a comment on like, in order for a female to be a writer, they had to conform to what the publisher would want, right? And that's so doing the ending that style, it's saying like, look, maybe she didn't want it to be that ending, right? But this would be the ending that she was forced to make that ending, basically.
True.
Yeah,
that's what that comment is.
True. I mean, I guess I would hope, like, she sold her book and didn't get married.
Because you could take it as like the movie ended when she sold.
She was so depressed.
She was fine, okay? I think she's a lesbian. Isn't that the thing?
Yeah,
this is the thing.
I thought so too. I would have been fine
dude,
if she was a lesbian.
Everyone loves her.
But she
and
obviously loved the Timothy kid.
Well, yeah, but you saw her and you saw what she said to him. Like,
Yeah.
I love you, but I don't love you like
But
that.
I
Like, I
took that
can't.
as, like-
I don't think I
like
ever can. It wasn't an option for women to be lesbians.
I mean, I see that point, but because
JJ.
I'm watching, I'm projecting myself onto that character, right? She's like the artist, right? She wants something more than just to be married and all that.
Yeah.
And, you know, so her speech at the end is like, there has to be something more than just like, oh, you have to love and get married and stuff like that. That her speech was like really hit me. Not because I'm a woman, because I'm very lonely.
Are you a lesbian too, Robert?
Maybe, I don't know. Fuck.
Looks like we have all 5 ins, y'all. Sweeps. Sweeps. Well, we're going to take a small little break. We'll be right back.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Beyond the darkness, beyond the human evolution, is Khan, a genetically superior tyrant. Exiled to a barren planet, banished by a starship commander he is destined to destroy. Left for dead, he has survived.
Alright guys, so my pick this week was Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, directed by Nicholas Meyer and starring William Shatner as Kirk, Leonard Nimoy as Spock, and of course, Ricardo Montalban as Khan. Why did I pick this movie? I picked this movie because
you're a Trekkie?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But I became a fan of Star Trek pretty relatively recently. I watched all of this like within the last 5 years. I didn't grow up with this basically, so I don't have like. There's no nostalgia here, no nothing. I became a fan of Star Trek because of the J.J. Abrams movies, and I know real Star Trek fans will hate me for that, but yeah, that's what kind of introduced me. And then I was like, you know what? I like these characters. So what I did was I went back and I watched the entire series from beginning to end, the original one, and then I watched all the movies, the original movies, which there are 6 of. This one was my favorite one, and I think this is a great Star Trek movie. Not only is this a great Star Trek movie, it's a great film. It's the most accessible, I believe, to non-Star Trek fans, and I think that's why I picked it, and because obviously it's my favorite one. But I'm kind of curious to see, like, kind of reading the room here, and like everybody's kind of looking at me. What do you guys think? I'm gonna start with Ricardo because I feel like he's with me on this one, but we'll see. Ricardo, what did you think?
Yeah, so I don't know about Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know the thing. But yes, I was watching it, and now I want to watch everything.
Oh.
Yes, dude.
No,
like
it's fucking horrible.
Oh, it is.
Well,
I want to watch the show. I want to watch the show now.
Oh yeah, it's like hit or miss.
Yeah, because like I was watching it and then I was like, oh, so this means this. And she was like asking me all this. I was like, dude, I don't know.
No, I
anything.
wasn't.
What the fuck? What's going on?
But she laughed and remembered something about her sister.
But yes, you're right. That shit was good, and I was like really into it. So I was like,
so you're in. You're super
yes,
in.
I am in on
Yes.
this one.
I got one. That's all I need. All right, Gio. I feel like you're not a Star Trek fan, but you're a sci-fi fan. So I feel like there's a pretty good chance here. There's a 75% chance that you'll like this movie. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yes! Yes!
Like, dude, like, yeah, I'm like, I never fully dipped into, like, Star Trek, but, like, I would watch, you know, with my older brother and stuff.
And
like,
you had never
back
seen
in the
this?
day. There's been days when I'm bored and there's, like, nothing on, and, you know, Next Generation's on. I'm going to watch Next Generation on BBC America. So, yeah, I'm within those.
That's another shit, or what?
It's, okay, so there's the original series.
I'll talk about that.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm in. It's Star Trek, it's what you expect.
Yeah.
You know, that era of sci-fi. Love the fact of the whole practical effects. Practical effects are always better.
Of course.
Yeah, so it just makes the movie better. But yeah, I'm in on this.
All right, America, what did you think of this?
Yeah, this is the real
big wild card.
I loved this movie.
Yes?
I'm super
Oh
in. And
my
that's
God.
why I don't know why you're saying like, oh, why is she asking me? I wasn't. No,
You
I was
always do,
explaining
though,
to you.
for every single movie.
Okay, that's because I like to talk.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I love this. It really is like a really accessible movie.
Yeah.
Like I understood this without context of the rest of Star Trek. I tried to watch it in college, like the series, and I just never got into it.
Which one though?
The original one, the original series. Yeah. But this really does make me want to go back and watch it.
Wow.
I thought it was good. Like, you kept telling me that Khan wasn't a good villain. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, because you kind of, I didn't know about this, but it lets you know, 15 years ago, this guy was a giant threat. Like, and even if he doesn't pose such a huge, if he doesn't seem that bad right now, like, he was. Like, this is the ultimate, like, nemesis or something, you know?
Super
and, like,
soldier, if you will.
yeah, so like I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool that like they're training like people. I kind of wondered why is this guy retiring, but they want him back so bad, and like what's going on there. So like I was kind of entertained and like intrigued the whole time, like wondering what and why. And I do want to go like watch the show now.
That makes me so happy. Do you know another wild card? I think because you're not a Star Trek fan, right? You've never seen this.
No, never seen Star Trek.
Okay, so what did you think?
Any of them?
Only the J.J. Abrams. The true fans would not like, and I actually really enjoyed them.
Yeah, of course.
But lens flare. This movie did not have enough lens flare.
Too much lens flare.
How can I say this?
Oh God.
I am definitely in.
Yeah.
Another sweep.
Yeah.
It's a sweep. It's a sweep.
It's a full sweep.
It's
show.
a full sweep show.
Wow.
But I would say like I agree with America. Like I watched it and I'm like now I kind of want to watch the old ones again. I even went back to the episode where they introduced Khan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think to be honest, he is a really good villain. That's why I'm surprised J.J. Abrams used him for the remakes. But I would say this version of Khan is better than the remake version, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm definitely in, man. Good choice.
I have a question. Is the entire cast, are they all on the show? Because I know, the big ones,
older
right?
people.
Yeah.
Kirk, Spock, Scotty, Bones,
Uhura,
Sulu, and Chekhov.
I was going to ask, what's his name?
Chekhov, the Russian dude?
Oh,
yeah.
Not Chekhov.
Dude. The first time I was like, what did he call him?
Chekhov.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. I was not thinking in Russian.
Chekhov.
Okay,
Who
so
stays for the
one
credits?
of the reasons why I was kind of scared about you guys not being in is because Gino kind of mentioned this. This movie is a sequel to an episode from the original series.
Oh, okay.
So Khan, they found Khan. They were flying in a ship. They woke him up. He tried to take over, and then they marooned them on that planet.
Yeah.
So that's what I was kind of because if you don't know,
But they explained that.
Yeah, but I was afraid that people might be lost. But I love America. You kind of asked us this off mic, but you talked about movie scores. Mm-hmm. This is my favorite movie score of all time.
Wow.
I fucking love this. It's by James Horner, rest in peace. But yeah, this is my absolute favorite movie score. I own it, and I play it in the car, like when I'm driving to work and stuff.
When you're in your spaceship.
It's so exciting, and I love, because the whole movie is like a chess match between Khan and Kirk, right?
Yeah.
And the score defines that so well, because the villain has his little theme, and the heroes have their little theme, and when they cut back and forth between them, it lets you know with the music, as they're cutting back. Here's the thing I wanted to bring up. J.J. Abrams has to take notes on how to direct a movie, because if you look at his Star Trek movies, every shot has like a crane sweeping shot and sweeping this way, sweeping that way, and that's all flashy and cool. But this movie, if you notice, it's very static.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And yet, I give a lot of credit to the editor for creating such exciting action sequences, right? That's how you know this is a great story.
Yeah.
Because you don't need those things, right?
That's actually one of the things that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I know you're not supposed to do this, but I'm comparing it to Star Wars. I was like, Star Wars would have been trying to be so cool and to do all of this stuff. And this one, I'm paying attention. They're interacting, and that's mostly what it is. It's like dialogue, and the characters, like the dynamic between them is so good. I don't need anything to flash. I don't need like movement. I don't need 3 shots in 1 second to understand or to be entertained. So I think that's why I especially especially like this movie because it's such a calm movie, but you get the action, you get all the whatever. Yeah. So yeah.
And the director Nicholas Meyer, he framed it as like a submarine chase movie. That's why it kind of moves kind of slow, right?
Yeah.
It's submarines in space basically.
Yeah.
And there's two
okay, that makes sense.
going against each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, I do like the bad guy like a lot.
Khan.
Yeah, Khan is too good, but I wish he had more of a threat. He wasn't that much of a threat.
But I think that comes
in that movie.
that you see it that way because you don't know about Star Trek. Because especially now that you're saying that this is a
no,
sequel to an episode,
well, here's
right?
the thing. He's going after a device that could destroy worlds and all that. But the main conflict is personal.
Yeah.
Right? His whole thing is that he wants to get revenge on Kirk.
And he wants to do it exactly how they mistreated him. Yeah.
His whole plan is to just basically fuck with Kirk.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why it doesn't feel like you don't need like a fucking Thanos.
Yeah.
Right, you know?
Exactly.
No. It's just like because I was watching it and I was like, damn, like when is Kirk gonna get beat up or something, you know?
Yeah.
They kept showing up.
But here's the thing, that's another brilliant thing in the movie. It's a battle of wits.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're watching a chess match.
Yeah.
Basically, and making that chess match super exciting. Yeah. Because they do moves basically. One guy does his move, the next guy does it. I love when Khan first attacks the ship, he takes him by surprise, right? Yeah. And Kirk reacts with his little move, right? Sending the fake data and then he bombs it, right? Yeah. That whole sequence with the music and everything, I fucking love.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. That where just like he was like, hold please.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey Spock, can you do this and this? Like, all right, cool. Dude. And then he's like, hey, keep holding. Yeah. And then he kept going back.
It's so funny.
And then like the whole time I kept thinking like, cause I liked him, I like Khan. So I was like, fuck, like, I wanted him to, like, win more, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was getting his ass kicked the whole time, and I was like, fuck. And then, like, fucking William Shatner's just, like, kicking it, like, you know how he is? He's, like, all serious and shit. And I was like, damn, like, somebody kick his ass, damn it.
No, but that's kind of that's what Captain Kirk is, that smugness, and that outside of the box thinking is what has always kind of helped Captain Kirk get by. And that's
what I love. America kind of alluded to this, the themes of the movie, experience versus inexperience, and growing old and youth and stuff like that. You know, Kirk is the old guy, right? And he's with like an inexperienced crew, and you have this super duper smart guy, but yet he's inexperienced, right? And the whole thing about the Kobayashi Maru test. That theme and that thread carries through the whole movie.
Yeah, because you have...
and she keeps asking, like, oh, what did you do? What did you do? And it's kind of a mystery the whole time.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Chrissy Alley's character, in this, she's the new recruit, the up-and-comer. Yeah. And then she keeps questioning him, and then, like, Spock's like, just, no. You don't question Kirk.
That's what I love is that Kirk is this really cocky guy. He's always going to find a way to win, right? But yet, at the end, he pays the ultimate price, right? Yeah. You know? It's such a great movie. Such a well-written film.
Yeah. It is. I agree. The funeral scene.
Yes.
That one.
That's how I want to go out.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the space
song. To be honest, the song too. The bagpipes. Scotty.
Of course, it had to be Scotty.
No, it's because I seen this scene parodied through Family Guy, and I never took it like what I took it like whatever. It's like, oh, that's funny. But when I actually watched this movie with it, especially when William Shatner's doing his speech about like he was more human. Like that was like, damn, that's
dude, there's so many Family Guy things in there, right?
Family Guy loves
it's just
Star
the whole
Trek,
thing.
Because Seth MacFarlane started the Orville, Star Trek fan, which is an homage to Star Trek. He's a big Star Trek fan.
Here's the thing, like, okay, spoiler alert for a fucking 30-year-old movie.
And that's been made twice.
Spock dies at the end. This was actually meant to be the final Star Trek film. Because when the first movie came out, the motion picture, it kind of bombed and people hated it because it's a fucking boring ass movie. Nothing happens in the movie. They're basically chasing a giant space cloud that's coming to Earth and they have to stop it.
What?
And
some of the movies aren't that great. There's another one I think they're trying to save whales.
The creator of Star Trek, his name is Gene Roddenberry. Yep. He's kind of like the George Lucas of Star Trek because he created it. Everybody loves it, right? But yet after that, he doesn't really understand what makes it great. So he made the first movie, which was fucking boring.
Like he directed it, or just
I think he was in charge of it.
Oh,
yeah, he didn't direct it, but he created the story and everything. Right. After that, everybody hated it. They took it away from him. He gave it to another producer.
Like a real one.
Yeah, this producer brought on the director, Nicholas Meyer. Nicholas Meyer was not a Star Trek fan. So he came at it with a bit of disrespect, a healthy amount of disrespect towards the franchise, and he made it into something new. A lot of the things in this movie are new to Star Trek. So that's a good approach. Like, you have people like J.J. Abrams who love Star Wars, right? So they want to make it exactly like it. I think the way to approach these things is with a good amount of disrespect, so you could get something new.
Yeah.
You know?
Tarantino or what?
Because here's the thing. Star Trek, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, right? That was pretty cool and all that. Everybody loved it. The second one, Into Darkness, is like a pseudo remake of the Wrath of Khan, and it's so fucking stupid.
Oh, really?
Because like they introduce it, and you know the villain Benedict Cumberbatch, he says his name is like John.
Oh, he's in that.
Yeah, his name is like John Stanley or whatever. And then halfway through the movie, he's like, "My name is Khan," and it's like dun dun dun, and it's supposed to be like a really dramatic moment. But the thing is that in the Wrath of Khan, the characters had known him previously, so that's why it's dramatic. In this universe, they had never met him. Because the dramatic moment is for the audience, not for the characters, and it's so fucking stupid. But the thing is, I enjoy the movie, but it's like, why is this so stupid? Why is this a stupid remake of the Wrath of Khan?
Shit, I never seen the new one.
Yeah, you should watch it just to kind of like.
Damn, alright. Fuck, that's crazy. We have that quote that they use in Kill Bill.
Oh,
in the beginning.
Which one?
The Revenge. Revenge is the best served cold.
Yeah.
A dish best served cold.
They said it in the movie, right? Khan says it, and then like I was like, wait a minute, that's from Kill Bill. And I looked it up.
If you watch it in Kill Bill, it says Old Klingon Rover or whatever.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I think Quentin is a huge Star Trek fan too.
Yeah. They were gonna give him Star Trek movie or series.
Yeah, a movie. But I don't think he's gonna do it anymore.
No,
I think I really wish he would.
Hey, no.
I think he said he doesn't want to.
No, I don't know.
Supposedly, but then he said no. Like, I would not want to do that. But if you need me to like consult for something, sure.
I think that would be the most fucking brilliant thing.
Crazy shit, right?
With Tarantino?
Yeah, imagine them walking down the halls of the Enterprise like doom 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 doom, like Klingon motherfucker. Do you see? I love this movie so much. After I watched it for this, I went ahead and watched the next one because the next one is a direct sequel. They have to go basically bring back Spock. Khan's not anymore. But the whole third movie is about them trying to revive Spock, basically.
Oh, okay.
So
and 2, 3, and 4 make a nice little trilogy if you ever want to watch them. It's like the same story going through all three of them. This movie has the first completely CGI shot in it.
Is it the little spaceship?
When they're watching the little Genesis video and they're explaining when they show that planet like being turned into like that's the first full CGI shot in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What does that mean? Nothing, but it's just pretty cool.
Little fun fact.
Cool, though.
Yeah.
Well, we have all ins, all sweeps episode.
First full sweep show.
Full
Right?
sweep.
Wow. Yeah.
Shit.
On both movies.
Really?
Yay.
Yay!
What does that mean? Nothing.
Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Out Delete Reviews, and also Twitter. We have a Twitter now.
Woo!
And It Out Delete. That's it. And tune in next time. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you for listening. Please exit the podcast and don't forget to collect all your belongings and young children. We hope you enjoy listening and have a great rest of your day here at In, Out, Delete.
This has been a podcast presentation from the Zenith Corporation, working for a better tomorrow for all of mankind.